Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel with a new video about World of Tanks, and today I have another clan war video for you. This time our clan, the TTX, will face another French clan, Royal Dogs of War or RDOW. And it was the first time we met them in a new competition. It's a competition involving 8 French clans, but one of them forfeited, so we kind of replaced this other clan, but not officially. It's more like we are sparring partners for the other clans. So it's just to have fun and to play with other clans. The rules are slightly different than in the previous competition. This time gold ammunition is authorized, but for the rest it's similar. It's 8 versus 8 tier 10 games, and each team picks 2 maps. So the enemy picked Cliff as their first choice, which is kind of nice for us because we picked this map in our first competition, so we are more comfortable playing on this one. We decided to go for a pretty heavily based composition, 5 heavy tanks, 2 mediums including myself in the Batchat and 1 tank destroyer. The plan for me was to go into E3 and to get some vision on the enemy tanks going there early, like this Batchat. And he came from a different direction, from the Death Valley, let's say, and he's firing hit at me. But it's not a problem, it's actually better for me because it can easily be absorbed by my tracks, such as his second shot. APCR would be better, but he couldn't know which tank he'd be facing right now. And reloading in a bad shot, well, if you want to switch ammunition type, well, it takes forever because you have to reload the whole clip. Anyway, the bad shot is trying to escape. I auto-aimed here, it was a mistake, but I didn't have a lot of time to aim. So now this T62A is quite isolated. He's going to die very soon. He can't face all of us at once, and the bad shot can't do anything about it. So I'm reloading and I'm pushing forwards. I'm trying to get some angles on the middle part of the battlefield because one of the heavy tank is not spotted yet, or he has been spotted and disappeared. I didn't pay attention to the minimap. So I am reloading. I'm just paying attention to the enemy 50B because I don't want to hit his whole clip. I'm moving forward even if I am not reloaded, and I completely forgot about this E100. I was so sure that he would be facing the other direction, and you know it's pretty difficult to miss an E100, but yeah, sometimes you make some mistakes. So I'm trying to circle him just to make it more difficult for him to aim, and when he was about to reload, I just made an evasive move where I basically went backwards and he missed. But I have very little health. I almost thought I was going to die just by touching his tank. I am so lightweight compared to him, but I survived the encounter thanks to my teammates, and now only 2 enemies remain. Well, actually just 1. So it was a pretty quick game. At this moment we felt pretty confident for the rest of the game. We certainly didn't know what to expect from this new clan. We had no idea what they were up to, and well, you know, gaining the first match is always a huge boost for the confidence. The second game will be on the same map, but we will invert spawns, so we'll spawn at the south location. We decided to keep a similar composition and a similar strategy just to see if the enemy clan would adapt to us, and they actually did by picking a third medium tank, so we were expecting them to be a bit more aggressive in the eastern part of the map. We decided to keep our initial positions. We just want to rely on the initial information we have about their deployment to adapt as quick as we can. We are not sure they are going to make a counter strategy to ours. But since I am in a bad shot, if I need to relocate, I can do that pretty easily. I'm taking the same route, hoping to spot some enemies in the center of the map. Nothing so far, not surprising. And now we have 1 medium, the bad shot. He actually decided to take a different route. Last time he went through the Death Valley and now from the center of the map. I don't know if that's important for the enemy team, if it gives us any information. So far I'm quite alone. T62A, he decided to go through that valley also, but he was already pushed backwards from our team, our heavy and tank destroyer. So I am quite safe at the moment, and as I just said that, I am detected by the enemy. I certainly didn't know where it came from when I was playing. My first reaction was, is there anyone spotting me from the enemy base? But we are in a clan war, so it's very unlikely. So I was kind of confused, and I decided to wait for some reinforcements. And now the bad shot is still in position. He thinks he can hold us back. He certainly could if we were not planning a complete, let's say, assault. We just wanted to go all in, 4 tanks, just to take him out as fast as we could. And as you can see, he doesn't have much support from the rest of his team. He managed to set me on fire, so I already lost my fire extinguisher. And now we have 2 options, but, well, pushing forwards or just going back. The T125, he was in a difficult position. He was completely caught off guard, so we took him out. And now I have the possibility to plant the 2 remaining shells of my clip in the back of the IS-7. It bounced. Well, you know, it's not so surprising because the spaced armor can be very trolling, really. So I decided to reload by escaping from this location. It is quite risky because I don't have support from my teammates at the moment, but I just pretended by aiming at the opponent that I was ready to finish him off, and he actually didn't try to go after me. So I don't know if he counted my shots or not, or if my intimidation maneuver worked, but he completely ignored me, and now I am almost reloaded and ready to plant one into his back. We are 2 tanks down in each team, so it's mostly HP and position that matters. So I'm taking down this enemy, and now I have the back of the IS-7, which is much easier to penetrate, plus I can set him on fire. I already destroyed his engine, and I got trolled by the RNG, so I missed this shot, but I managed to finish him off with my last shell. So it's a 3 versus 6. They are almost dead. Honestly, not much HP left, so the enemy bad shot finished off our heavy tank, but isolated, he won't be able to do much. I am reloading, so I can either wait near the enemy heavies or near the enemy bad shot. It's much safer here because I have a rock. So just in case our 2 heavies take too much time killing the enemies, I will be ready in a very comfortable position. And just as I reload, he gets taken down. Props to my team for defeating those heavy tanks frontally. Well, they did exceedingly well during the entire encounter. So I was useless at the moment, but you know, in a clan war the most important is the team performance and not individual performance. Anyway, we are trying to get the remaining opponent a bad shot, and he gave away his position by entering our base. And this is really strange. I don't know what he was thinking at that moment, because he certainly won't have the time to capture our base. And since he gave his position away, now we had the possibility to spot him, so he has no way to escape us. I'm not going to auto-aim here. He actually auto-aimed at me and penetrated my tank. Quite lucky because, you know, the dispersion value on the bad shot are terrible on the move. And since I have more health than him, I can certainly win the last duel. Second game, second victory, so that's a very nice start. We have now to choose our first map, and we decided to go for Sun River. It is a very difficult map in a clan war, at least in 8 versus 8, because the map is huge, and there's a possibility for a lot of crossfire. So it's not easy to take the decision of spreading yourself or not in this map. You could have a portion of your team being completely useless for the majority of the game if they don't encounter any enemies. But if you just focus on one portion of the map, you could be flanked quite easily. So spotting the enemy early is vital, and this is why we have a medium tank rushing the middle of the map just to see what they are up to. I am myself accompanying 2 tank destroyers, and our job is to hold the middle section of the map. It is quite a defensive strategy. 2 tank destroyers here and not pushing aggressively early on. Our goal is to allow the 3 tanks in the southern part of the map to progress as far as they can before encountering any resistance, and then we adapt to the enemy position. Since we spotted already half of the enemy team and most of their heavy tanks, we assumed that they would not be focusing a lot on the southern part of the map. So we decided to hold this position and to let the rest of our team flank them. It was the initial plan, and since the enemy deployment confirmed what we were thinking about, we just decided to stick with the initial plan. I don't have an excellent gun depression on this tank, I just have a strong turret. So if I want to shoot at them, I will have to expose at least a portion of my hull, and this is not ideal for this tank. If I only show my turret, it will be shell proof, let's say, at least for regular shells. But this T-57 Heavy is not shooting APCR, he's shooting hit ammunition at me, and he went through the frontal part of my turret twice in a row, and I already lost almost half of my health. So it will be quite hard to defend this position, at least for my tank. Plus I noticed a lot of lag, and my connection was going really down at the moment. I had some huge drops in connectivity. So I decided to pull back, at least hoping that it would get better. And there's a medium tank in A7, so just decided to stand here just to check if he's going to try to sneak around. However, our tank destroyers assured us that they have a shot on him if he tries to move up. So I decided to ignore him and to try to bait the opponents into my turret. The best strategy, well, actually not a strategy, the best tactic for me at the moment would be to wiggle my turret left and right, just to mess with their aim and hoping that one of their shells would aim into my gun mantlet, because even with hit ammunition they can't go through there. So I didn't think about that in the heat of the action. I am not used to face heat ammunition in my T62A. It surprised me that I could get penetrating on the frontal part of my turret. Anyway, this is what happens in Clan War, so I have to adapt. So next time I will be better prepared. Anyway, our 3 tanks in the south of the map is almost in position. 2 options for them, one is to cap, second is to plant some nasty shots in their rear. And this is what they are actually trying to do. We don't have the reputation to capture a lot of the time in Clan Wars, but this is a valid tactic because it can put a lot of pressure on the enemy team, forcing them to go back and defend. And the enemy team reacted by sending a few tanks to defend, but the rest of them tried to harass us, and I had to move. I couldn't stand into a position. I was pretty happy to finish off the T-57 Heavy, and I wanted to circle around those heavy tanks, but I completely forgot about the enemy Batchat, which tracked him and it made me lose enough time. It was a huge mistake. I should have never done that. I should have retreated, because now the 2 tank destroyers in our team are completely isolated, and they will be easy prey, not for the enemy heavy tanks, but for the enemy Batchats. Now we are following our IS-7, which is trying to finish off the T-62A as fast as he can, and he's damaging repeatedly his track, because a single point of damage to the track can simply reset the repairing counter, so he was completely helpless. At no point they were considering to capture the enemy base, not because it's not our style, but they are very close to ours, so they could cap pretty early, plus they could send just 1 tank to reset us, and we don't have the advantage at the moment. So we just wanted to save our tank destroyers, and well, they are quite screwed here. Honestly, he's just alone, he stands no chance. So we are down one tank, but I think it would be a mistake for us to try to cap at the moment. We are down one tank, we are facing 4 tanks, we are only 3, but it's not dramatic because we have the HP advantage, most of them are severely damaged, and the key here would be to focus fire. As long as we don't spend too much time outgunned, we will do just fine. This is why our medium tank is trying to get some vision on the enemy, and our heavy tanks are advancing as fast as they can. One of the enemies in our base, we have spotted the 3 other ones, so now it is time to push. 3 of them versus our heavy tank, it would end in a very bad way, but the IS-7 was caught off guard and a shot planted into his engine set him on fire and he's now dead. However, now they are not focusing fire in our team. This is a mistake, and it would have cost us the game if we were much tighter on the HP pool, but we have a massive advantage there, so we got away with it in this game. Now the remaining opponent is in our base. He's a one-shot kill, so it is a guaranteed victory, and this will be our 4th victory because yes, I forgot to record the 3rd game. I will show you 3 of the 4 remaining games in my next video because yes, I forgot to record also another one. So that will be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like and to subscribe to my channel, it really helps it out. And thank you for watching. See you in my next video.